All right, let's take a minute and give it up for podcasts. Am I right? No, but seriously, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's literally the easiest way to make podcasts, so let me explain. One, it's free. Two, it literally gives you all the tools you need in order to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, which is amazing. Also, the best part, in my opinion, is that it'll distribute your podcast for you. So you can hear it on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, literally anywhere you listen to podcasts. Pretty amazing, and you literally have to do nothing. The other thing is you can make money from your podcast. There's no like minimum listenership required. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, seriously, if you're like into podcasts and thinking about making one, I would check it out because it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So yeah, go ahead, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. What are you waiting for?
Hello and welcome. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Serena.
And together, we're Femme Noir.
This podcast is all about women, specifically in film.
We're going to review and analyze movies that are written by, directed by, or starring women. And we can't wait for you to join us.
Tune in wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, welcome to season 3 of Femme Noir podcast. I'm Victoria.
It's so annoying, sorry. I'm Serena.
And we have come back for season 3 with a new little structure to the podcast. So
yes, some updates.
Yeah, we are kind of switching things up. So it's going to be a little different from the past seasons. What we're going to do in this episode is, this episode we are talking about the movie Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Came out very recently. It's an A24 movie. So that's the movie we're reviewing this week. What we're going to do in the episode is after this introduction, we're going to talk about news and gossip that we've seen this week. So either relevant to the movie or just in general, things that we saw, things that were viral. Just keep you in the loop. And then after that, we're going to talk about movies that we've watched and liked recently, or maybe things that we've watched and we didn't like so much. And then maybe some movies that we're really excited for that are coming out pretty soon. We're keeping an eye on. We're going to do the FMF, which is the Fuck, Marry, Friendzone corner, where we decide, based on the men of the movie, which one we'd want to fuck, marry, and which one we'd friendzone. Then we'll rate the movie, scale of 1 to 10, and then after, we are going to give you some recommendations for movies that are similar, other things you would like if you liked this movie. So to start it off, I know that you were sending me some posts about some really, like, it's kind of convenient how much Bodies, Bodies, Bodies has been trending recently. Like, dude,
honestly, yeah. Like, I did not expect really that.
Yeah, so
it's
recently,
so funny.
Yeah, do you wanna take it away?
It's just so funny because it's like, it's literally like you sent me that tweet that was like, wow. It's such a self-own. What did it say? Hold on, I'm gonna read it because it was so funny. It said, dismissing bodies, bodies, bodies as shallow and then engaging in a petty, extremely online behavior that the movie satirizes is an all-time brutal self-own.
It's true. Okay, because I don't know how old she is. 30-something New York Times film critic who said that Bodies, Bodies, Bodies was really shallow, overly sexual, just, like, basically gave it a bad review.
What was that 95-minute cleavage commercial? Which, like, in itself is weird because she, like, pioneers being, like, feminist and, like woman-centric, like, in her stuff, and, like, super adamant about things like that and, like, representation, like, queer representation and all of that. Like, she's openly gay. And it was just like, what?
What's super weird, here's the thing, is I haven't been following this one as closely. I know Serena was following it more closely. I don't know the New York Times critic's name. I think it's Halina something. But she had a TikTok where she was like, I love Jennifer's body. And people were like, how do you like Jennifer's body?
She's like a super fan. And we're like, dude, What?
That one's way worse. Like, if you hate like movies that are really sexual, like you would think she would hate that one. So it kind of just doesn't add
Yeah.
up. But then Amanda goes into that critic's DMs and is like, "Oh, like maybe if you had gotten your eyes off my tits, you would have liked the movie."
And she
And
like
then
posted a video about how she did that too and was like, dude, I honestly thought that was such a funny response because like we're both gay, so like I just thought it was funny. And she's like, I literally just said like, I really liked your review, but like, you know, maybe if you'd stop looking at my boobs for a second, like you would have paid attention to the movie. Which is like, literally, how did you just like completely miss the point of the movie, especially if Jennifer's Body's your fave? Like,
dude,
it's they're almost exactly the same, like humor wise, like the way that they portray the humor and like every like what?
dude, I don't understand because I love Jennifer's Body, first of all. So
Me too.
Yeah, and then I know there's been other shit that's been going on. Like they've kind of been arguing. Like what is it called when you not vague posting, but like basically they're arguing with each other, but they're not DMing each other. Like they're literally just posting and then being like, "Hey Amanda," but it's like public. So like I don't know. It's like public beef.
I know. They're like,
It's
okay,
like really stupid.
sorry if I offended you, and I'm like, oh my god, you guys.
They're really airing it out. So that was really crazy. I'm actually not sure at this point if it's even real. I'm like, it could just be PR. Like,
I know. I'm like, this would be the best PR ever. What a
I know.
great strategy. Get
Especially
into an
because-
argument with a movie critic about your boobs.
Especially because I feel like Pete Davidson is like the magnet for like he'll do anything as a stunt. Like I still 100% believe that Ariana Grande Pete Davidson was fake. Like oh, I will die on that hill. Like that shit was not real. And what really, I always thought it wasn't real, but what really dug the grave was I found out recently that, you know how Pete Davidson and Kim were like dating?
Apparently, yeah.
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
So what happened was I saw this post that said one of the Kardashians, I don't know, had another baby. And literally Pete Davidson and Kim's relationship lasted as long as it took the baby to come. And they broke up right when the baby was born. So literally, it's like they just
Rip.
were making bigger headlines so that people didn't know she was having another baby.
I wouldn't put it past the Kardashians to do that. I don't know if I don't know if I give Pete enough like no offense to Pete, I love him. Like I actually love Pete Davidson, but like I'm not sure I would give him the credit for being that smart to do that. Like I
No,
feel
they
like
didn't
he's
come
just
up with
being
it.
used.
No, they definitely did not come up with it. He definitely just accepted the check
He's just
and
like,
says,
"Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I'll
sure."
show up and be in some pictures. Yeah.
That sounds on brand.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm like, okay, the controversy with this movie, Pete Davidson is like, it doesn't involve him, but he's kind of like in the you know,
Wait,
in
has
the
the stuff that
margins.
he's been out? Has he been saying anything about it?
I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't really been following it, but I'm just like, okay, if there's controversy and he's like just, you know, hanging around, I'm like, controversy follows him. Like he's always like with these like PR stunts, so
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know if it's
Plot
I don't know.
twist. Amanda never sent a DM. It was actually Pete.
Just Pete on her phone.
He hacked her account. And she went,
so
damn,
funny.
that's funny.
That would be so funny.
Oh my
God.
goodness. It's just so funny. Like, a lot of people are kind of just like, the whole arguing back and forth from them is really dumb, but there is a point of like, yes, Amanda's been like hypersexualized since like she's been in the film industry. Like, and she started out as like a kid, and then like it's just like it's almost worse for her because like not only is she also a black woman, which is like highly fetishized, but then she's also queer, which is even more fetishized, and it's just like she literally can't get away from it. So for like a female like movie critic to say something about someone else, like another, like what, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, like what,
Like,
like
you're
even if it
supposed
was
to
a
be
cleavage
allies.
fest, like even if, like, who cares? Because like the whole point is that we should be able to do whatever without any of the criticism that men wouldn't get for doing the exact same thing. Like, nobody talked about how freaking Lee Pace had his shirt off the entire time. Like, I'm sorry. Like, did you just not like it because she's black? Like, what? Like, I'm sorry. There's literally no difference between, like, Jennifer's body and Megan Fox than Amanda in this movie. So, like, I don't know. And she probably didn't mean it, but it's just like one of those unconscious bias things that just really slipped out and does not sound great, girl.
It doesn't. Yeah. And she's really doubling down on it, which is worse.
Ooh, I know. Like, girl, just take the L. Like, dude, you got a paycheck. Like, chill.
Yeah, so that's pretty embarrassing.
Especially about this movie. That's so funny.
I don't know if all of the gossip segments are going to be this juicy, but that was just perfect timing. Is there anything you watched this week that you really liked or maybe really hated?
Okay, well, as you know, well, Vic knows. Everyone else probably doesn't. But I've had a, like, 2-month span of just, like, injury after injury after injury. And so I've had a lot of downtime. I haven't been able to, like, go to a movie theater because 2 of my injuries were concussions, which kind of messed with, like, the whole, like, loud sound, big screen, bright lights thing. Like, you're not supposed to do that. But I was able to, like, watch stuff at home. And so I've been fairly up to date on, like, streaming things. Like, I watched all of League of Their Own, that show that's out on Amazon. I just started Yellow Jackets. I'm really interested. It's Karen Kusama.
I've heard that.
I finally got the, like, Showtime thing. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm, like, on the 3rd episode, but yeah, it's like, bro, it's crazy. Very interesting. Let's see. I did watch that one movie. I'm Not Okay.
Oh, with Dylan O'Brien?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
We love Dylan.
I didn't hate that movie, actually. It was
really
I
actually
fun.
Liked it. Okay, someone, I forget where I saw this. I think it was a TikTok. Someone was like, okay, I'm Not Okay is literally just Dear Evan Hansen, but if it was a female lead and without the redemption arc. And I was like, yo, you're right. You're right.
Wow, I haven't seen Dear Evan Hansen, but now I don't want to.
Don't. I mean, okay, nothing against, like, the musical. Like, the music slaps. Ben Platt slaps. But, like, yeah, it's kind of, like, dude, you're not just gonna, like, lie and then just, like, you're like, okay, I was, like, horribly treated, so it's totally fine that I did that. Like, no, that's not how that works. Like, no, there's still consequences. Well, I guess actually, Dear Evan Hansen's probably just accurate because he's a white dude, so, like, he would get away with it. Damn.
But the girl is white and not okay.
Yeah, but she's, like, still a girl.
Okay, I don't know.
She's being over dramatic. I don't know.
I guess I have to watch Dear Evan Hansen.
She's got partial marginalization.
I don't know about that.
It was fucked up what she did, though. Damn. Like, oh, the layers. But yeah, that one we could talk about that one because that one was also directed and written by a woman.
Oh, you know what? I would be down to if you want. I was gonna say some thoughts about it, but if you want to do an episode on it, I'll hold my thoughts.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
Okay. Since you mentioned a bunch of TV, I just want to say this kind of goes in with gossip, but with the whole HBO Max Discovery thing.
Oh my God.
Favorite show that I have seen in recent memory that made me believe in TV again because I never watched TV. Generation, have you seen it?
Oh my God, no. Okay, it's literally on my list and I haven't watched it. Like,
they
just because I was like, I want to pay attention.
Yeah, it's gone. They took it off on Friday. I know, because it was like unpopular and they didn't want to pay residuals. I'm not even fucking with you.
Wait, that pisses me off so much.
I was so upset. I saw it on the list of shit that was gonna get axed and I was like, no, and it said like no date is disclosed, and then I checked on Saturday, like 2 days ago, and it was gone. It said no results, and I was like, It was literally so good.
Dang.
You would have loved it.
Yeah, I probably would have.
It was so good.
Oh, I have been watching something else. I watched the most recent season of Never Have I Ever.
Oh, I don't even know.
The Mindy
what
Kaling show.
Oh.
She's got like a show with like the girl in high
Netflix.
school. Yeah, it's like super.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny actually. I do enjoy that show. The third season that was like really good. Like second season was a mess, and like the first season was great with just like introductions and everything. But the third season's like a really good. It's a solid season, like just overall, like the arc and everything.
I was really excited. I mean, I think I haven't heard anything about it, so it might still be coming out for Mindy Kaling's Velma cartoon.
Oh my god! Stop.
Yeah.
That's
Why?
gonna be so good. I'm so excited for that. I had not heard about that.
Dude, they had like a first look at like a conventional, like maybe a month ago or so. And it looks fire, and I hope it doesn't get axed. I haven't seen it. I've been checking the lists of shit that's getting canceled and stuff. I haven't heard anything about it yet, so I'm hoping that it's still coming out. But
yeah, that would be so. Oh my god,
it's gonna be really cool.
I've
been so excited.
Speaking of cartoons, I've been watching Harley Quinn.
Oh, Marquise has been watching that.
I was for a little bit I was like couldn't drive, so I was just kind of stranded, and so I was at my parents' house with my sister, and she was watching the third season, I think, and I was like, the show is literally so funny. So now I've just been watching it from the beginning because I didn't have any context.
That's cool. I've never seen it.
Dude, it's so funny. It's so good.
They canceled a bunch of like DC cartoons and like the Batgirl movie and a bunch of stuff. So at least that
I would say
survived.
Harley Quinn is like DC. I don't even. This is gonna sound crazy, but it's like a DC version that's like women produced of like BoJack.
Oh
like
God,
it's so fucking
what?
self-aware. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
It's pretty funny.
Oh, I haven't seen. I would say the women BoJack is Tuca and Birdie. Season 3's come out, but I haven't seen it yet. Yeah. Did you watch that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, that's really good. The girl who made it worked on BoJack. She was like a writer, and then she made it.
Yeah. Nice.
So it's kind of similar. Okay, now for the movie. The moment you've all been waiting for.
Dun, dun.
So first, give me your first impression, because you saw it in the theater, and it's the first movie you've seen in the theater in like months. How was it, and what did you think? Like, walking out?
I was so excited just to see a movie. I was like, oh my god. Like I walked in and I sat there, and then I like watched the whole like Nicole Kidman AMC like
Yeah.
heartbreak feels good in a place like this, and I was like, yes, queen. Yeah. I was so happy. And then like the movie started and I was like, oh my god. Like I immediately was like, oh my god, I can't wait to see like what this is gonna be a commentary on. And I was sitting there and like honestly I kept thinking about it, and so like originally, like until the ending, I just thought that maybe it was like a commentary on like how Gen Z like is super like hyper political and like hyper aware of everything and has like access to all the things, and so they're like always trying to like, you know, be like politically correct, but then at the same time they're like hypocrites at the same time.
Mm-hmm,
like I thought it was so, because I was like, they're all rich, and then
Yeah.
you know, like they're all pretending that they like have like horrible issues, and then they're like, oh yeah, like my girlfriend is like not in love with me or something, like she's an actress, like all these like crazy problems. And so yeah, that's what I thought it was, and then the ending happened and I was like, oh okay, so like it is that, but it's more. It's a little bit deeper than that. And I was like, oh, I get it, it's nice. And then I literally was laughing like the entire time. I was a little disappointed in my audience though, because they did not laugh as hard as they should have. Like I was dying. There are so many quotes from this movie that I'm just like they will be in my vocabulary, just as things that I say now.
Yeah, like that podcast moment. That shit was
Bro.
so funny to me. I don't know why.
Can we just make the entire podcast monologue the title of this episode?
Yeah. It's a lot of work, you guys. You have to do a Google
Make a
Calendar.
Google Calendar.
Oh my god.
The way we don't even have a Google Calendar.
I
So
know,
we
she's
even
doing
real
more work than us.
podcasters.
We actually, that's not a bad idea. Like, we could do a Google
We
Calendar.
could. I'm like taking notes.
Yeah, right.
I
Oh
love
my
that her
God.
podcast was like hanging out with your best and funniest friend, and I was like, stop. I love Rachel.
It's so funny because, like, so I actually watched it at my internship, and most of I don't think, a lot of the interns were younger, but it was mostly, like, I want to say, like, 30 and above, like, the people that worked there. And they were laughing. Like, they were laughing at everything. And I was laughing, too, and I don't know if, well, I don't want to say I'm, like, super influenced, but it kind of made it, like, fun. It felt like a fun movie.
Yeah.
But
It
it's
was
interesting
so
that, like, I think that they kind of got it more. Like, I think that if you, like, the younger interns, if they had watched it, they would have been like, this is cringe. Like, this is, like, obviously, like, bad writing. This is, like, whatever. They would have kind of taken it, like, seriously. Whereas I was like, this is obviously a joke. Like, I don't know. I totally was like, this is just, like, comedy and this is supposed to be funny. Like,
It
you're
could be
not
like
supposed
both ways, because there's some Gen Z where they're just like, I'm gonna do the cringiest shit ever because it's cringe, and I know it's cringe, and I think that's so funny. I'm like, I can't tell if this is the most Gen Z thing ever, or if it's just like actually some really jaded, like, older person that just hates Gen Z.
No, but honestly, it sounds
so
like what
funny.
you said. Like, it's kind of like just making fun of Gen Z and, like, the super overly, like, political correct. Because it's like the stuff that they
Yeah.
were saying wasn't, like, wrong. Like, it was funny. Like, there
Yeah.
was that, when they were like, does your dad have a gun, whatever? And Amanda's like, no, like,
The
whatever.
politics
Like,
check
what did you say?
out.
Oh, yeah,
They
oh,
may
he's
be
a dick, but his
but
politics check out. Yeah. Like, that's funny. Like,
He's my best friend. It's so funny. And then, like, she literally has a gun. She's, where'd you get the gun? She goes, rich people have guns.
exactly. That kind of stuff was just really funny to me, and I'm like, I feel, and the theater I was in, it's like, yeah, people that are older, and they thought it was
Yeah.
funny, so I don't know.
No, it's
kind
super
of
funny.
interesting. Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, technically we're Gen Z, but we're, like, on the like, older, we're, like, right on the cusp. So, like,
Yeah.
I feel like we definitely are probably a little bit more like, oh, yeah, no, this is hilarious. Like, because, like, we've literally seen it evolve. And, like, we
Yeah.
still, like, are in it, which is crazy, but then we're, like, watching it evolve as we're in it. It's just so weird.
No, it is weird, because, yeah, all the people in the movie are, like, our age.
Yeah,
But it's like,
and,
this is a
like,
Gen Z movie, but it's like, you know,
I
I don't
like, they're
behave
Gen
like that.
Z,
I don't know.
but, like,
Yeah.
I know that the, like, director wasn't, and I did read, like, an article where she talked about it, and she was like, oh, yeah, like, it definitely was to, like, kind of just explore the thoughts and feelings of, like, this generation. Very similar to, a lot of people have made this comparison, but very similar to, like, Scream and how, and even, like, Heathers, where they kind of have, like, the generational, like, issue of, like, okay, so there's things that are happening, and then there's our reaction to it, and then there's the older generation who is just, like, reacting to the kids' reactions instead of, like, the actual issue. And so, yeah, like, this, like, you can definitely feel that, like, in the dialogue for sure. Like, that entire sequence right before when they're, like, fighting over the gun, and she's like, okay, literally, you need to stop acting like you're, like, some poor, like, rags to riches story. You're upper middle class. And she's like, my parents, like, they're teachers. She's like, they're teachers at a university. It's public. Like, girl, okay. She really had us all thinking she was, like, poor. That was so funny. Or when, like, she's like, my mom has borderline. She's like, oh my god. Like, that's so sad. Like, mental illness is nothing to her. And then she like immediately just makes it about herself. She's like, guys, I have body dysmorphia.
Oh my god, that was
and we're like, dude,
so
like
funny
it's not the
when she
fact
said-
that like she said she has body dysmorphia that's funny. It's funny because she's making it about herself, which is something that fucking Gen Z is we do a fuck ton of. Like we are so self-centered.
And it was just like so like what is it, like the wrong moment, like
Oh
yeah,
my
just like
gosh.
that was like so funny because she's trying to be so serious and everyone was like shut up. Like,
Yeah, Amanda's character is like, you guys realize how like super racist it seems that I am the like black person that is addicted to cocaine, but like nobody cares when David and all of our white friends do it, all of our light-skinned friends are doing it, and yeah, I'm the problem, like no one else is stopping. And she's like, I'm an ally.
that was so funny. Oh my god, I tell you, because honestly that's the thing is like I was shocked that I liked it because I hate like it's almost like a talking movie, like what I would call a talking movie.
I
where
know.
there's
I was
just
like,
so
this is like a
much
way
dialogue.
better like version of that movie we really hated. The one with Aubrey Plaza. Black Bear.
Oh my god.
I was like, I feel like this is what Black Bear wanted to be. You know? Like they
still don't
wanted
understand
to be
that.
this, but they just did not do it very well.
yeah,
this
I
one-
still don't
this one's
understand
so
Black
good.
Bear.
I just
Yeah, okay, yeah, because this, yeah, honestly, the thing is, I think the difference is Black Bear was trying to be serious. This one, you
Yeah.
could tell it's a joke.
yeah.
But yeah, there was just, like, so much dialogue, and I normally like action. Like, I normally like when just the stakes are, like, super high, but,
They did such a good job like cutting it, like all of the like shots, because they did that thing with like super close-ups. And they shot it kind of like in Western movies when they do like the close-ups of people and they're just like standing there like about to draw their gun, but they never actually draw the gun. They shot a lot of like the conversations like that when they were having conversations and pointing fingers at each other, and I was like, wait, that's kind of amazing. Like it really
didn't
like
notice
pulled
that.
you in.
I didn't notice that. Yeah, I like, because I feel like I just appreciated it once I realized it wasn't, because I was expecting a horror, even though I hadn't really watched trailers. I had seen a couple like short little ads, but I was definitely expecting a horror. But then once I realized, okay, this isn't going to be a horror, I like started to enjoy it. I think if I was holding on to the horror thing the whole time, I would have been more disappointed. But because I think that's why the theater, it kind of helped almost, because everyone was laughing so much. I was like, I got in the mode of like, okay, this is
You're
a
like,
comedy.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was like, just, I don't know, it was really good, because then I was talking to some people and they were like, yeah, well, the ending like really sucked, but I was like, it was
The
funny
ending
though,
is
like
so good.
I thought it was funny, and so
Like,
yeah, it worked for
man.
me, I think, because I was in that
Yeah.
mindset, but they were probably still thinking like this is a bad ending for a horror, like it's anticlimactic.
Probably.
but,
And I was like, yeah, it's definitely like a satire for sure.
yeah.
Because like that ending definitely like that ending is what like drove home like the okay, this is exactly what they're talking about thing. And like I remember I sent you that video of the clip where they're talking to the actress that plays the one that was wearing like the headlamp and like falls to her death.
yeah,
off
yeah,
the
yeah, I'm gonna
stairs.
find the name.
The one that has the gun.
Yeah.
But they were talking to her actress and they were like, oh, what are differences between like the script and like the like final cut of the movie? And she was like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like pretty much it was the script version ending was actually that like B her name is B, that B was gonna like drop the phone, but the phone like struggle was actually gonna happen inside, where like on the staircase, and so she was gonna drop the thing over the side or like out the window or something, and then Amanla's character was gonna like dive for the phone and then end up like falling on a statue and being impaled. And so I like this ending a lot more because it's like like you really just get to understand like and see what the point of the movie was, because it was like, no, the point is that like all of the friends basically are responsible for each other's downfall because they're the ones that could never open up and trust each other. Like, they have all this access to information. They have literally, like, everything at their fingertips and, like, absolutely zero, like, thought to, like, look around their surroundings. Like, no one thought to check his phone.
Right.
Like, it was there the whole time.
He was
They
murdered.
immediately were like, he's murdered.
Yeah.
And then they just started pointing. Like, they were so quick to blame each other and to, like, break down all of their, like, close friendships. And it's, like, it really, like, kind of, like, the question you have to ask yourself as the audience is the question that the characters are asking is, like, am I actually a good person, or did I just think, like, was I just acting like it? Like, was I actually, am I actually a good person, or is this just as fake as everything else? Like, like, I can't tell. A lot of people can't tell. And, like, that is, like, the core, like, fear of, like, our generation, where, like, I can't distinguish myself from my, like, from what I present to other people. And it's, like, crazy. And I was like, no, that's that, because, like, he would die making a TikTok trying to prove that he can also open a bottle of champagne with a sword like Greg.
Yeah.
He's like, Greg's not the only one that can do that. I'm going to prove that I am just as cool as Greg. Like, wow. Oh my gosh.
Speaking of Greg, oh my god, he's so hot.
Oh my god, the scene where, like, right after he dies and they're talking. They're like, okay, well, like, logistically speaking, like, logically, he's the only one of us that, like, had any military experience. She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, you said he was a vet. Yeah, a veterinarian. She's like, then why did you call him G.I. Joe? Have you seen him? I was like, girl, stop. That's so funny.
Oh my god, I loved his character. He was just such a fun, cute guy.
He's like, you're fucking with me.
I love him.
It was I literally,
great... yeah,
like, was so shook when I realized it was Lee Pace. I was like, stop, that's Lee Pace. And I was like, what is he doing in this movie?
I had known it going in. Like, my boss was like, are you gonna go to that movie? And I was like, yeah, I love Lee Pace. So
I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, is that Lee Pace? And I was like, what the? Stop, this is too funny.
Yes, he's got
just
big
his presence
lungs.
alone.
Oh, and by the way, I have to say this. So the gun girl, is Myla Harold. She was the love interest in Plan B.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh my god, she was like, I was like racking my brain. I was like, she looks familiar. I've seen her in something.
Yeah, I never would have thought, but I just looked it up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I did like, though, that, like, there were multiple, like, queer people in the, like, circle of friends. And I like that it wasn't, like, because, you know, like, older movies would have been like, oh, if you're gay, you're dying first. Like, oh, if you're black, you're dying first. If you're, like, a girl, you're either gonna die because you had sex, or you're gonna be the final girl that is a virgin that now has been, like, ruined by all of this trauma, you know? And so I really appreciated that, like, there were multiple, like, dynamics of, like, queerness, and then also it wasn't, like, a plot point. Like, it could have been, like, anyone. It was just like, yeah, like, they are queer, and that's actually just like they're just kind of like able to be.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like the love interest part, like, had to do with it, but, like,
yeah,
like, they could have replaced any of them with, like, a straight person, and it would have been, like, theoretically the same. But, like, I like that. Like, I love seeing queer actors get to be queer on screen with their characters. Like, I just really appreciate that, and that was able to happen.
Yeah, because then now I'm thinking, like, maybe because she was a love interest in Plan B and in this one, like, is she gay? That's kind of cool. And if she is, that's cool. Good for her. Because it's amazing that they can have jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. Well, it's not crazy. I mean, I guess it's kind of crazy.
It is kind of, yeah.
It shouldn't
10
be
years
crazy,
ago,
but it is
unheard of.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, well.
Especially
Yeah,
for
like,
non-white
literally,
people.
like, Elliot Page never got to play a queer person until their transition.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and even
that's
then, they were
crazy.
originally gonna not be trans,
Yeah,
but
they,
they
like,
were nice
weren't
enough to
gonna
change
come
it,
out.
but yeah.
Like, it took so long. And it's like, damn, like, that is heartbreaking.
I know. No, it's really crazy, yeah. It's
But
awful to watch
that
old
last
movies.
season, though, of Umbrella Academy, I was very happy for the character. I mean, he's also really hot, but like, suspicious.
I know he's like, I don't want to call him old, but how old is he?
I have no idea, but he's hot. They've always been hot, but like when there's just like a difference of being like, oh yeah, no, I fully like I fully love how I am right now. It's just like so attractive. Like you can see it, like
the confidence.
Yeah, like you can see it. Like there's literally like I feel like you can literally see a weight off of the shoulders. Like there's just like a difference in posture, even just like how they carry themselves. Like love it. Love to see it. I want to see more of it.
Yeah, it's great that he gets to keep having a job. Huh?
Literally, he gets to keep his job.
Yeah.
Keep literally the same job he was in. And they were like, yeah, sure. We'll, like, make your character follow your, like, your...
Transition?
Like, plot line? Yeah. Your life.
Yeah.
We'll have it parallel your life story. I forgot what life was. It's just a plot.
No, it's true because I remember an interview, Vico Ortiz from Our Flag
Oh my gosh.
said, yeah, they had told them, like, we're only going to use he, she pronouns. And Vico was like, okay, whatever. But then when they finally ended up shooting it, they used they, them pronouns. And so they were like, oh my God, like, I'm so shook, but whatever. But yeah, they originally were just ready to be called, like, she or whatever.
Dang.
But they changed it for them, which is, like, really cool.
Speaking of hot people, wow.
Oh my God, dude. I went to a queer film festival called Outfest, and they were in one of the short films. And they were, like, so hot. I need to show you, like, at some point, because it was literally, like, 10 minutes long. It was
I didn't
so
know
good.
that they were in this show called Vita, and one of the girls in A League of Their Own is also in the show Vita, and I was like, who's this girl? Like, she's so hot. I was like, who is this? And I looked her up, and the first picture I see is them, like, on one of those, like premiere carpet things with Vigo Ortiz, and I was like, stop. I cannot.
Wait,
you're
are
joking.
they dating?
No, I don't think so.
Rip.
They'd be hot couple, though. I kind of ship it just because the photo was just so beautiful.
Yeah.
I ship it aesthetically. They don't have to actually date, but I do ship their cohesive auras.
What the fuck? The only reason I ask is because I saw, I don't have TikTok, but I saw on Twitter, like, screenshots of TikToks or something that Vico was making with someone else, and I just assumed they were together. I was like, oh, I guess Vico has a partner. I don't know. But then I was about to look it up if that was that same person, but
I have no idea. So, I mean, if
That's
you
probably not.
did look it up, I wouldn't be upset.
Oh my God. Even though we put a gossip thing at the beginning, we end up talking about gossip like
I
in the middle of
know.
the
We can't not. It's just too good.
I know.
But yeah. I guess back to the movie.
Yeah. I think I said everything I wanted to say if you want to go to FMF.
Oh, I had one more thing about the guys, because I definitely was like, I'm so glad they killed the men first. Like, they were the first ones to die. But then I'm also
funny.
kind of like, it's also kind of saying something a little bit about, like, toxic masculinity a bit. Because, like, he wouldn't have died if he wasn't trying to one-up Greg.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Like, he quite literally killed himself trying to be better than Greg.
That's facts.
Yeah. And then just, like, even, like, so much of the conflict, like, with that Max kid. Because they were like, oh, yeah, Max, he, like, said he was in love with Emma. And so now, like, he's super bad and he just, like, stormed off. So, like, even throughout the story, you were like, oh my god, who's this Max guy? Is he killing them all? And so there's even just, like, the underlying, like, that's such a believable thing because it plays on, like, our belief that, like, and experience that men, when they feel challenged by other men, get angry and violent. And I was like, wow. The way that he would die of a violent death trying to perform is so, like, genius. Especially when it comes to, like, showcasing toxic masculinity. I was like, that was brilliant. Like, good.
I like that you mentioned that because I didn't even notice that the men died first. Like, that's really funny to me because I was just like, yeah, I didn't put that together.
I was like, a white person has to die first, and if it's not a white person, both of the men have to die first. And they're both white men, which is even better. I mean, like, for the plot. For history's sake.
Right.
I'm calling it reparations.
Oh my god.
No, I love this movie.
Also, I just looked it up, and you're right. The guy at the end was Max. Crazy. I don't know why I thought he was like an old man, but he's not. Sorry to him.
I was like,
thought
he's
he was
young.
The dad.
Yeah.
I literally thought it was the dad, which is so funny.
Well, maybe it's because he's a problematic white dude and they don't age well. I'm just kidding. That probably was just not part of the plot. He probably just was angry and cried all night or something.
Yeah, they probably just needed someone to, like, come back and say, what happened?
Dude, the way she goes, I have reception at the end. I was like, girl, you're so...
It's over.
Stop.
Oh my god.
The joke of Gen Z can't be without their phones for 5 minutes is so funny.
I know that all happened in one night. Like, yeah, that is what happens when the power goes out, actually.
I would know. I had 2 concussions. I had to just, like, lay here in the dark for, like, 4 weeks. Like, literally the span of a month. I was like, what? This sucks. I couldn't read.
You didn't find any good music?
I actually listened to audiobooks.
Oh, nice.
I listened to audiobooks, and, yeah.
Perfect.
Picture of Dorian Gray I found for free.
Nice.
Well, I also found Dune, so I listened to that. I found that for free. And Persuasion. So I listened to those 3 books.
That's awesome. I've been wanting to read Dune, but I know it's like 10 books, and I was like, fuck, I can't commit to that.
Oh my god, is it 10?
It's a lot. I can't remember. Let me see.
I just know that, like, I bought 3 of the books for my brother, and they were fat books.
Yeah, it's
big.
like Lord of the Rings type shit.
I was like, dang.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, novels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's 6 in the main series, but then there's like a ton of other books in like other series. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because there's like prequels and stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know. I'm just gonna watch the movies.
That's like a lot. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't have time.
I
wish I did.
Quite
but...
literally. You're gonna have to put me through another like 4 concussions if I'm gonna get through the entire
don't
series.
Say that. Don't manifest that. You're gonna fucking die. Oh my god.
Man.
You're just gonna hit the pillow too hard and fucking black out forever. Oh my god. Okay, so FMF?
FMF, yeah, like,
so
technically there were 3 guys.
There are. It's perfect amount. It's a very small cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people in the whole cast, which is like contained. I love it.
Nice.
So our first contestant, Lee Pace, Greg. Oh, my king. Bye, king. Pete Davidson, David. Boo. Everyone boo. And then Connor O'Malley is Max. And it says he's a comedian known for viral videos on YouTube and the now defunct social media platform Vine. I don't know who he is.
I honestly,
but he was a Viner.
Yeah, I didn't, like, he looked kind of familiar, but I was like, I did not recognize, like, I was like, alright, this is just some random dude. I've probably seen him somewhere. That's so funny.
Regular guy.
I feel like we're gonna have the same answers, but maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe. Do you
Like,
want
I
to see
already have my
pictures? Do you have
answers.
pictures?
I don't need pictures. I saw the movie yesterday.
Oh, you did? Okay. That's Max.
Oh, he looks a lot less ugly in that picture than he did in the movie.
No, that's what I'm saying. I thought he was a 40-year-old man, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Shoot.
Oh,
he really did just look like a coked out like white dude. Dang.
I gotta make that my
Lee Pace is still
lock
gorgeous.
screen.
Like, wow.
Oh,
I was like
really believe
Legolas's
that
dad.
face.
I love Pete Davidson. What are you talking about?
I'm not a fan.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe we're
just
not gonna have the same answers.
No!
I like that he's very committed to his aesthetic
Uh-huh.
and just like
When he was saying the big dick energy shit, I was like, shut up. They really made him say this. That was so annoying. Awful.
so funny.
Well, I would... oh, man. Would I fuck or marry Lee Pace? Fuck.
I would marry Lee Pace or Greg. I'd marry Greg.
Yeah.
Friendzone Max. What was Pete Davidson's character's name again? David?
Yeah.
Original.
Davidson. David.
David
Nice.
Davidson. Yeah, I would screw him.
I think that I would also marry Lee Pace, but I would fuck Max and I would friendzone Pete Davidson, but I don't want to be his friend. Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Amazing.
All right.
Let us know your guys' FMFs
Yes,
down in the
please.
comments or whatever.
In the comments of the podcast.
In the comments below on this
Leave
site.
it in the
I forgot what it's
reviews.
called,
Leave it in
on
the
Anchor.
review section. Review it and just tell us what your FMF pick for this episode is.
Wait, wouldn't that be cool if we did that? Like for every episode we had FMF like in our stories or something?
Yes.
And people could vote like yes or no on like each guy, and then we could post like what the fans
like a
chose
poll?
versus what
Yeah.
we chose.
Wait, okay.
Yeah.
I actually had thought that and I totally forgot about it because I was like, we could do that on Patreon. Like a weekly,
Oh, okay.
like we could do like brackets.
Wait, that would be cool. Like at the end of the season, you take like all that.
FMF madness.
Oh my god, that'd be cool.
Dude.
That's funny. Okay, that was
Yeah.
non sequitur. Okay, so we're now at the end of the episode. What would you rate this movie?
I really liked it. I don't think I'd change a thing. It was kind of like great, you know? Like I want to watch it again. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. Like it's already super quotable. It's funny. Checks off all the boxes for me. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
Damn! You're not alone because I have a lot of friends that gave it like 4.5 stars on Letterboxd, which is like really crazy.
Yeah. Like I can't think of anything that I would have changed. Or like anything that I was like watching, I was like, oh, I don't really like that. Like the pacing felt great. I love the like aesthetic of the film. The cinematography was good. Like everything kind of lended itself to the story, which, you know, for me is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they had used the other ending, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much, but I liked this ending better.
Yeah.
Like I think that was the best choice.
Yeah, I agree.
And like we've got people of color, women of color, women, queer women getting paid. Let's go.
Yes. Employed. I definitely really liked it. Liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I kind of just watched it because it was free, but I really enjoyed it. I think the biggest drawback is the fact that it kind of feels like, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, but it kind of feels like they're all talking from the same mouthpiece. And I think that the diverse cast is amazing, and it definitely makes up for the fact that they all kind of speak exactly the same. Like, I think if they all looked the same, you would not be able to tell who is what. Like, they would be really indistinct.
LOL, isn't that just Gen Z though?
But just like the way it's written, like they could have done more stuff with the fact that like Amanda's character was like a drug addict. You don't really like see that very much, and it's like there's things that like kind of just came through in the dialogue, but I know. But
yeah, like it was more dialogue based than it was like
action and visual. Yeah, so that was the only drawback, but I still feel like it was really enjoyable regardless, and I would watch it again for sure. I would love to watch it with people
this
too.
Is going on my list of like go to like, oh, we want to watch a funny movie, we want to watch like a horror movie, all right, we're having a party, let's go. Bodies.
Yeah, even just like putting it on in the background.
Yeah.
So I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10, which is like I feel like relatively high for me. I feel like you average out all my ratings.
Like really high.
I'm like 2. But this one was pretty good. So
super good.
Yeah.
Loved it. All right.
So lastly, we can recommend some similar movies if you enjoyed this movie. I was personally thinking this, and I saw them kind of back to back, so maybe that's why I kind of associated them. And they're both A24. If you like Bodies, you will probably like the movie X. It's also a slasher. Yeah, but it's kind of cool, and it was really hyped.
I'm excited for the next one on that one too.
Yeah. It was really hyped, and I think it was really hyped because it was really stylistic. Like it's like it's almost as if you're watching a 70s movie. Like they mimicked a lot of the techniques of 70s movies. And so I think the people who watched it and really hyped it, to me, probably have not seen like the original Texas Chainsaw and like old 70s movies, you know, because I was like, this isn't really doing anything new, but it's very unique, and it's also
it's
like
an interesting perspective for sure.
Yeah, and then a really cool cast, really great acting, in my opinion.
Kid Cudi's just in it really for some reason.
What happened?
Kid Cudi's just in it.
Yeah, but he was good. I enjoyed him. Jenna Ortega I love, and so it was really great. It was entertaining. So if you liked this movie, you would probably like that one as well.
No, that's a good rec. I honestly, like, when I was watching this movie, I kept thinking about Heathers, just because of like the dialogue and the way that they were like kind of satirizing like just the culture was so spot on, and just so like how they were so dry about it, like the dry humor aspect of it. Definitely would recommend Heathers. It obviously is a little bit older, but it's classic.
It holds up.
Yeah, I mean, Jennifer's Body you should also watch because it's very much in the same vein.
Yeah, definitely another slasher.
And probably also Scream, you know.
I love that these are all women-led. Like, these are all... That's another little side note. All these movies we just recommended all have women main characters. So.
Shoot, you're right.
Yeah, we know what's up.
All right. So we are now at the end of this episode. First episode of season 3, baby. Super excited for all the stuff that we have in store for you guys in this 3rd season. Definitely keep an eye out for that. Follow us on our socials at Femnoir Podcast, FEMMENOIR Podcast. We're on Instagram and we're on TikTok. Instagram's probably going to be the best one to keep up with updates. But yeah, like give our TikTok a look too. It's fun. Yeah, and then definitely, you know, wherever you listen to podcasts, like us, give us a review. And we're just like super excited. So lots of fun things in store. Stay tuned. Big stuff ahead.